Hello, in this video we're going to talk about what title insurance costs and what is included with a title insurance policy. This is Dave at titlesearch.com, and in many cases the question comes up is what's the difference between title search and title insurance and what are the costs? First of all, title insurance is a product which ensures the secure ownership of a piece of real estate and to make sure that the ownership is correct. If there's any liens on the property, it protects against those. And a title search is just one part of what goes into a title insurance policy. So what does title insurance cost? Well, here's a couple examples of title insurance premiums, and it varies by state. In almost every state, they're published by the insurance companies and are almost always the same or very similar between the different insurers. There's basically 4 or 5 major title insurance companies in the country, and each one posts their rates for each state. For a couple examples, in Pennsylvania, title insurance on a $100,000 property costs $1,125. In Florida, title insurance on a $150,000 property costs about $850. In California, a policy on a $400,000 property might cost about $1,200 or $1,280. Illinois, a property that's worth $200,000 would have a premium of about $1,000. And in last example, Georgia, we looked up a policy on a $125,000 property, and that one costs $515. So how does that work out compared to what is covered by a title insurance policy? Well, title insurance, first of all, is different than car insurance. It's a one-time premium. You don't pay it every year. You pay it one time, and it covers you for as long as you own that property. What goes into title insurance? Well, first of all, of course, you need a title search. Beyond that, the title insurance agent who is selling that policy will probably want to get a survey so they know where the property boundaries are to make sure there's no encroachments or nothing that affects the title from another property. They're probably going to get a credit report on the seller of the property if this is a purchase. And then why would you say you need a title or a credit report on the seller? As a buyer, sure, you need a title or a credit report to make sure that the borrower has good credit to get a mortgage. But as a seller of a property, if the seller has bad credit or debts owed to them, they could become liens on that property even beyond what shows up on a title search. So the underwriting company will probably want to get a credit report on the seller to make sure that there's no judgments or credit issues that could affect the buyer. If you are getting title insurance, be sure to plan out about 3 weeks in advance of when you need the policy. The underwriting process for title insurance can take up to 3 weeks, sometimes a month. They have to go through all the title search records. They have to go through all of the survey and credit report records. They may have to do some underwriting on things like legal descriptions and get that information to the headquarters for the title insurer so they can get the policy back. You'll notice on page 1 of the policy there will be a set of exclusions, what's not included for coverage, things like current year's taxes, some types of liens, maybe even some boundary issues may not be covered, but that the first page on a standard title insurance policy will be exclusions from coverage. There's also the fact of, do you need a lender's policy or an owner's policy? If you just get a lender's policy, that will only cover the interest of the mortgage company lending you money on that property. If there's a title claim, the lender gets paid off, and then the title insurance company still is going to get their mortgage payments from you. It won't cover you as a borrower or owner at all. So you may want to look into getting an owner's policy. If you get it at the same time as the lender's policy, it's not much more money. Again, it's a one-time payment over the life of ownership. That also means that if you are getting title insurance, be very careful of transferring ownership away through a quitclaim deed or even changing the name on the ownership of the title, because that may void your title insurance policy. So those are some examples of what goes into title insurance, what the premiums are. A title search is just one part of that. There's other research and other types of underwriting that goes into creating that policy, and the closing agency or escrow agency, if you're using an attorney, will normally arrange all of that. And there may be other costs as well besides the survey. For example, the escrow company might have a title settlement fee or other fees for getting some endorsements for things like homeowners association or condo associations for the title insurance policy. If you have questions, you can reach us at titlesearch.com. We'd be glad to give you the information you might need about title insurance or title search.